assistant professors in teaching institutions, higher learning institutions, also universities and colleges and all that, or maybe some other posts. But when they are organizing, they are holding interviews for civil services or in fact CAPF candidates, then by definition everybody feels that okay, these are the senior police officers of tomorrow. So they must be absolutely immaculate, tip top in their presentation. In their, as I said, physical as well as verbal presentation. There is no compromise on that. Sometimes it happens that you have got a lot of knowledge, you know the answer of the question, but you are not able to reply in proper and concise words. That should not be happening. You must have done a lot of practice about that. So, second point is that your detailed information form, whatever you have filled, that plays a very, very significant role for the simple reason we have told you so many times that because why it is important is because that is the only link which the interview board can establish with the candidate. Whatever you have written there, the board will go by that only. They will, in the first instance, they will of course presume that whatever you have written, whatever you have mentioned as your hobbies, your extracurricular activities, whatever, they are genuine. And while not expecting you to be a world level or national level or even district level experts in that, they would like to know whether you have got the basic knowledge about that hobby. Why that is important is because that is, as I always say, that is a very subtle way of checking your own standard of integrity also. आपने लिख तो दिया, लेकिन उसके बारे में आपको पता भी है. And moreover, here when I say that whether you are having the knowledge about that particular hobby or whatever you have mentioned in your again, it should not be questions like that which you should not expect questions which are asked in quiz. When you write a hobby, for example, Pratik here, he was last year as well, he has mentioned about chess. Am I right, Pratik? So I may not be, as a board member, I may not have ever played chess. So my questions will focus upon those aspects of chess which would draw the attention of a layman. So you will agree with me when I say that a layman's perspective is different from an expert's perspective. So when you expect questions, maybe somebody who has played chess, by your good luck or bad luck, then he will go into details. Then you have to be ready for that. But 9 times out of 10, it is not really likely that whatever you have written, in fact, particularly those candidates who are writing slightly offbeat kind of hobbies in their CAPF for whatever reasons, whether they are well versed in those hobbies or whether they feel that they can face questions upon them. So what I'm saying is that generally it will be less likely that the board members will be having very detailed knowledge about the hobby unless they are pursuing that hobby themselves. So expect questions from layman's perspective. What a general person, what एक कोई आम आदमी जो है वो चेस के बारे में, खो-खो के बारे में क्या जानता है, right? Yes, sir. And third and final is that be very clear about your commitment. As I said, integrity is one thing which is tested even at various levels. In fact, the whole personality test exercise is supposed to be an exercise to figure out how exactly is your level of integrity, because after all, your written knowledge, your subject knowledge, and all has been tested already in the written examination. So, apart from that integrity part, the second aspect which is tested in in an interview, especially of this nature of CAPF assistant commanders, that tests the level of commitment. Why that becomes important? Because for obvious reasons, this is one of the most sensitive, significant and important jobs from the point of national security. So commitment agar nahi hoga, then how can you perform? Like for example, let me take an example. Civil service. Most of you, many of you, maybe all of you have appeared in civil services also. There are 29 services. And this I am saying with like having spent 37 years in Indian police service. When you write the examination, you are not sure which particular service you are going to get. There will be some people who will say, IPS number 1 I always want to become a police officer and all like, but that is again 9 times out of 10 that is bullshit. So there, of course, the nature of jobs is whatever an IAS officer is expected to do is totally different from an IPS officer, totally different from an railway officer, income tax officer, and like that. So commitment there is supposed to be towards your service towards the country. But here, the commitment is further narrowed down to the physical security of the country. Purely from the law and order perspective, purely from the insurgent perspective. Ensuring that geographical security of India is maintained, that is the main job of CAPFs, whether they are guarding of the borders or whether they are being used for internal security duties. So unless somebody is very much like armed forces, very much like Army, Navy, Air Force, unless the candidate is appearing in the interview, he has got that mindset which makes it clear to the board that yes, here is a man or woman who is 100% committed to the job which is likely to get. And believe me, there are so many ways, so many again very subtle ways, you will not realize them, in which your degree of commitment can be tested by the board. Whether that is not through bookish knowledge, that will be through some situational response questions, that will be some questions that may be through questions about some happenings in the recent past in which multiple kinds of alternatives were available before the security forces. I mean, so many things happen. So ultimate idea is to test your commitment. So these 3 things, apart from so many other things I am leaving unsaid, your presentation of yourself, your DAF, which reflects our integrity, and your commitment to the job which you are supposed to get here. So with these words, what I would do in the next half an hour or 45 minutes is that there are a couple of points which I have noted down from the DAFs of course, Pratik and Praveen Swami, their DAFs have been already available with me. So I have seen the last years also. So there are in fact 2 or 3 questions I have to ask, and after that I will leave the forum open for questions of your side, because that is the whole idea about this exercise. You are coming up with your doubts and questions. Pratik, can you hear me?
Sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
First thing is about your preferences, preferential marking of various. Contrary to the prevalent approach, you have placed CRPF as first and CISF as the last. Was it your preference last year also? Was it the same sequence last year as well?
Yes, sir. Last year was also the sequence was same, sir.
That means it is a considered view that you are going to keep CRPF at number 1, and as I said, contrary to the prevailing approach of putting CRPF number 1, you have your answers ready for that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
How was your last interview?
Sir, my last interview was pretty enough go on well, and I have scored decent marks in the last interview, sir. But I know I can score more, sir.
This time you are equally satisfied with your written marks as you were last year?
Yes, sir. I'm satisfied with the marks of written marks of this year, but last year I was more sure about my written marks, sir.
Among your hobbies apart from chess and kho-kho, this time you added this high intensity interval training, or was it there last year?
Yes, sir. There it was last year was also.
Okay. So now let me throw the forum open to you. Do tell me that
Yes,
what exactly you have in mind.
Sir, there are only few questions that I want to ask you, sir.
Yes.
First is, my father belongs from the
Your
state
father
prison department.
State prison department.
Yes, sir. At the post of Havaldar, sir. So, what are the possible questions that can be asked on the prison, sir? And
I
this is the most important.
Can be,
Yes,
in
sir.
fact, you could recall I have made my notes, my own notes. Last year also we had discussed this point in your context.
Yes, sir.
The context of your father being in the prisons department. Questions can be in multiple directions, but 3 or 4 themes which emerge very prominently.
Yes, sir.
First would be that don't expect many questions about the prison law, prison act, or the Maharashtra prison manual or something like that. First area would obviously be about the working conditions, right? Working conditions under which you have seen your father, what kind of environment he faces there, what you as an adult grown up have observed has gone wrong with him, what has gone right with him. And what, in your opinion, although as assistant commandant in any of these CAPF, you will not have anything to do with state prison department, but supposing you are in that position, then what improvements can you bring in? That is, first is regarding service conditions and what are the problems and challenges and opportunities for an official who is relatively at a lower rank in the prison setup. Okay. Second would be coming away from your father. Second theme could be the inmates part. Now, because your father is in the department, so obviously you have seen him working and you must have come across cases and issues which keep on happening. For example, if I talk of my state, my cadre, Punjab, so, gangsters in prisons, use of mobile phones within prisons, and, this smuggling of narcotics and their massive use. So these are the 3-4 things. I'm not sure about Maharashtra, but what are the problems? You see that, what is happening in jails and what are the reasons? And how do you think that what will be the roadmap for improvement of the situation and handling these challenges? Third, which is less likely, is that again, wahi wali baat ki, if somebody is actually either he has been in this department, they may go towards the theory part. What are the theories of punishment? How and what do you think an ideal prison should be organized like? Okay. I'm talking of those reformative theory and all those things, sir. So,
yes, sir, the retributive justice theory and all.
So, there are 4 or 5 theories of that, and ultimately we all aim at reformative theory, right? So, then we talked about inmates. There can be 2 areas. One is the negative points, that what exactly is the problem they are creating, like prison, drugs, and this gangsters and all that. And second could be their own living conditions, right? So what, let us say, because as prisons, as the board of a prison official, most often you would have been required to stay within the premises in the staff quarters. So you come across that, what kind of issues are being faced by inmates. So whether you think that, there are systemic issues, or whether they are because of lack of funds, or whether they are because of some problems in our legal framework. Human rights of prisoners. That can be here. We are expanding the scope of questions from on the part of inmates. Then under trial prisoners. What is your opinion about that? Under trial prisoners, whether what is happening now? From here, one can actually, agar mujhe puchna ho, I start with prisons and then go on to this. Your knowledge about this, let us say, plea bargaining. Your knowledge about the Supreme Court's directives that somebody who has completed a certain portion of his overall, I think it is 50% of the overall punishment prescribed, then why are they not getting bail? So overcrowding of prisons, which is leading to overcrowding. So these issues, overcrowding is an issue otherwise, but what are the causes which feed into overcrowding? One of the very important causes is that people are not able to get bails, or maybe there are convicts who have completed their sentences, but still they are not being. What are UTRCs? What is UTRC, by the way? Have you heard of this? Under Trial Review Committee? Yeah? Your mic?
Sir, I have not heard about it, sir. I'll read about it, sir. You can.
बात करते करते मुझे याद आ गया. There is a Supreme Court not examining judgment. Like Supreme Court takes up this matter so much, then they pass so many interlocutory orders regarding inhuman conditions in prisons. I think उसका figure regarding inhuman conditions in prisons ऐसे करके search करना आ जाएगा. It was in that order. It was in the course of that. It was a PIL basically a suo motu and forwarding. So in that particular matter, Supreme Court has orders, passed directions, given directions for the constitution of under trial review committees. So you can find out that whether Punjab and in each district of the state, the district judge is supposed to be the chairperson of that UTRC, and then in fact website hit karna iski apne ya to Punjab Maharashtra prisons ki, or maybe you can see the Supreme Court judgment itself for NALSA, this National Legal Services Authorities, National Legal Services Authority, NALSA. See that what kind of steps they have taken. Because one of the very important steps, which at least again from my experience in Punjab, in jails department, provision of paralegal volunteers for helping those inmates who are either not getting bail or who have completed more than 50% of their sentence and all that. So this is a kind of some total of questions which you might expect. Yeah. What else?
Okay, sir. Sir, second sir question: how to tackle the question which is regarding to justify the gap between my academics and consistently I'm pursuing for the examination, sir. It's been 6 years that I have completed my graduation. So how to justify this?
See, you have to be honest. Tell them
Yes,
that
sir.
yes, that is the degree which I did. You did petrochemical engineering, right? No, mechanical engineering. What was your degree?
Yes, sir. Mechanical engineering. Yes, sir. I have done mechanical engineering, sir.
2019 or 2020?
2020, sir.
Okay. Praveen, I remember yours is petrochemical, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, again, there is a question which you can mold in your own favor. I talked about commitment. Start with that.
Yes, sir.
Prepare some crisp sentences. Think that, sir, I know that I have completed my engineering degree, completed 7 years back. And I also know that, yes, that traditional argument that public exchequer has spent money. You must have done from some government college, right?
No, sir. I have done from private college, sir.
Private college, fine. So even if you have paid fees there from the hard-earned money of your parents, so is it? I mean, that traditional argument that okay, it all is going to waste and all that. But you mold this question to this direction that no, sir, it's not like that. It is basically my commitment towards this job, which I really want to do, which is provoking me, which is prompting me, which is motivating me to appear again and again till the time I get success. And I know that yes, success is within my reach. And then I'm not here to talk, to tell you sentences, to frame your answer, but take it towards motivation. You don't, and all those candidates, others also, Praveen also, I think you have done it 2019 or 2020. I always say, you must remember from my earlier interaction also, there is absolutely no need of being apologetic about it. You just believe me, and if you be very firm and clear, of course, rightly, then the board is going to appreciate it. If it has been 5 years, 6 years from engineering degree, that is actually don't owe apology to anybody. It is your rather, as I said, that it is complementing. It is building up your own motivation of reaching the target which you have set for yourself. Take it in a very, very positive manner and do the answer this question. What else?
Sir, one more question, sir. How if we ask board member for the guess, is it advisable or should we just tell them that I'm not aware about the fact, sir? Because I'm very much confused on this aspect, sir. Should I ask them for guess? Because most of the time, whenever I guess, I think I'm right about that guess, but not sure about it.
Which guess? Guess means what?
Guessing means, sir, sometimes questions may ask which is fact based.
नहीं केस से तुम्हारा क्या मतलब केस का क्या
Guessing, sir, it's guessing, sir. GUESS, guessing, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now we are going to one of the basics again. I never thought that I supposed to tell you the basics. Remember, did you attend my first session?
Yes, sir. I did attend, sir.
Yes, a just huge big no. Please.
Okay, sir.
It is not a guessing game. It is not a quiz. It is not KBC. कि आपको एक लाइफलाइन और दी जा रही है. Nothing like that. In fact, वो मैं अपने मैंने नोट से पढ़ा हुआ होगा शायद. There are several different kinds. Sir, if I may be allowed to guess, sir, I think it is like that. If I am not wrong,
yes,
none of them are done. Okay, you know something, you know it and tell it. You will be wrong. Fine, you will be wrong. But if you're wrong, if this, okay, fine, I don't know. But then if you are not sure about something, and not sure means what? Not sure also has got, certain kind of, boundaries.
Degree of it.
Not sure of 10%, I am sure, 90% not sure. भाई उसका जाना ही नहीं है. Right? Even 50% sure, 50% not sure, जाना नहीं है. But if you are 90% sure and 10% not sure, then that is not your guess. That is your memory is staying fixed. You go ahead with that fact. नहीं गलती तो होगा ना?
Okay, sir.
Right, so you got it?
Right, sir.
What else?
Right, sir. Sir, plan B, sir.
Yeah. Plan B. Plan B is that, why should there be plan B? This is my plan A and I stick to plan A. This is my plan A and I don't have any other plan. Why should I am sitting here in UPSC whole per house? Why should I even think about plan B? This is my plan A. I have come here to get selected. I have come here to get selected. That's my plan. That's the only plan which I have. Right?
Done, sir.
Very, very bold enough. Right? Yeah. Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
All the very best to you. Now we can come
Thank
to next candidate, Mr. Praveen Swami. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
अच्छा एक और था यार ये इनफैक्ट आई डोंट रिमेम्बर अबाउट ये तुम्हारा देखा नहीं मैंने ये जरा तुम्हारा Praveen, I saw in your graph I found you also had appeared interview last year, right?
Yes, sir.
But why have you not mentioned in your graph about that?
Sir, there is no option of that adding that thing, sir. Mentioning about how many times you appeared for an interview there.
No. There is a chart. अब वो मुझे देखना पड़ेगा इसमें perhaps I don't have log.
Yes, sir. I would clarify. Yes, sir.
Yeah, उसमें ये होता है कि how many times have you appeared in the civil service examination? Not civil service, any UPSC examination, excluding the present examination, right? So once you write 24 CAPF, and there are columns appeared in the prelims, appeared in the mains, appeared in the interview. So appeared in the interview 2024 you have written no. आप मेरी बात समझ रहे हो?
Yes, sir. Yes, then we mistook it, sir. I think, sir, because I considered it that excluding this exam means excluding CAPF exam particularly.
What are you talking, man? Excluding you are writing any case about your earlier attempts of 2023, 2024. Have you not written them? You not mentioned that at all.
Yes, sir. There is a special column for it that how many times you applied for CAPF.
CAPF. In that column,
yes,
you are supposed there's a horizontal column, not a vertical column. Right?
Right, sir.
And you have to write year and roll number. Year
yes,
and roll number. But I am talking about a chart type of a thing, which is slightly earlier in your tab. In the first column, there is name and year of examination, and there are 3-4 columns. One column, I think at number 3 is that whether you appeared in the written, and the next is whether you appeared in the interview. So तुम्हारे में you are right. Pratik, in more you have missed mentioning your earlier CAPFs there. If somebody may ask that, चलो कोई बात नहीं, tab आपने भेज दिया है, that's a done thing now. Yes, sir. So you can the same thing which you said, be honest and tell them that miss कर गया क्योंकि finally you are writing. Your 5 attempts of CAPF you are writing in that horizontal column. Yes, sir. 5 or 4 attempts, whatever are there, or maybe 6, you are writing in the horizontal column, but in the vertical that chart you have missed out of. And in your case, Praveen, you have mentioned about the CAPF earlier attempts there. Yes. 2024, at least I remember 2022 also. And 2024 I remember because you were there in this ITF last year also. So yes, you should have written, yes, in the column of interview.
May I speak here, sir? Sir, there was a technical issue in the site itself this year, and no one was able to add there. and some of the addition were wrong also. Like in my section, there was coming no a note appeared in intro of 2024, and I was not able to edit that because of the technical issue in the site, sir. And that was not corrected till the end of submission, sir. It was not corrected.
Thanks, Prashant. Thank you so much. अच्छा चलो ये अगर था तो कुछ बात अलग है. But then I don't know. Then how will, although it doesn't matter much, but then board के पास अगर ये होता है कि you are coming for the second time or third time even, then the approach that slightly tuned in a different manner. Anyway, so Praveen, the second thing we observed in your DAF was that as compared to last year, as I said, I have your DAF for the last year as well. You have changed all your hobbies.
Yes, sir. Because last year, sir, my hobby is, sir, that is a broad thing, like newspaper reading.
तो ये इसका मतलब कि जब ये एक साल में तो तुमने हॉबी डेवलप नहीं किया होगा. साइकिलिंग, मोबाइल फोटो एंड क्या है ये? What is the idea here?
Sir, that is the NGO. I am a volunteer in that. So I am doing that regular.
प्रवीण, ये तुमने अभी इसका लैंड किया है तो let us know you are yourself admitting तो इसमें तुम्हें अब you have to actually make sure that whoever is questioning you on these aspects, he leaves with the idea that yes, Praveen Swami is having these hobbies for last several years. Okay. And what are you going to tell about this mobile photography?
Sir, yeah, because of the cycling and that I am that hobby created, sir. That's why I am written that mobile photography.
थोड़ा सा we are walking on very thin ice, but please make sure that because last time I remember what you were doing. Sorry,
yes, right? Last time is reading a newspaper and listening a podcast and book summaries.
चलो आज खुद ही बता रहे. Last time it was different. Last time your hobbies were newspaper reading. And
yes,
what is that? Listening podcasts.
Yeah.
So, चलो ठीक है, but then because you have this fundamental change in hobbies, so be ready about them. And
yes,
of course, nobody will have your last year's step. I had it, so I'm asking this question. But, so must ensure that yes, nobody gets the idea that you have. Acha. The idea, I think, yes, you need to be very clear about that. So
yes,
come to your questions. What exactly you have in mind?
Sir, first question that is regarding gap, sir. You mentioned that I listened that. Sir, I am presently doing the LLB, sir. Pursuing LLB. So, last time I not mentioned I am doing LLB, but sir, this time I want to mention I am doing LLB because of when they asked my regarding the gap. When
okay, either way it's good. As I said earlier, that you can explain your gap through this approach of motivation and commitment. Secondly, acquiring, if you are doing LLB or either you are acquiring any other educational degree, that is never considered something bad. Okay, you have done your, even I did my engineering and then I did my masters of sociology, I did my masters in history. So there is no limit to that. So tell them that yes, I was interested in law and I found that for actually being interested, for actually understanding law, I need to get enrolled in a regular course. That is what I did. Right? So very simple thing to say. Be honest about that. What else?
Yes, sir. A second thing regarding that hobby, sir, that is what they ask mobile photography. Definitely means some questions are.
Yeah, you have written this hobby, so you should tell me that what exactly you mean by mobile photography is why? Tell me your own thought process.
Yes, sir. I written because, sir, that is cycling is my first hobby. During the cycling, that mobile photography is actually taking a wild photograph from my mobile. So that's interesting created. So I am also a mobile photography because I get a certificate from the agencies and also one magazine requested me to give a photo.
See, what I can say based on my own job, without applying much mind, you can think of issues relating to photography as such.
Yes.
And especially this because you are written mobile photography. How mobile, apart from other things, whether that is a watch or calculator or whatever, it has actually pushed out cameras, regular cameras out of business. But despite that, because see the positives. Positives are number one, that it has kind of democratized the habit of photography. Right? Earlier, let's say 20 years back, 30 years back, what used to happen that if you are, if you want to pursue photography as a habit, then you needed a lot of investment. You needed Yashika, Kodak, Falana, Nikana. You have to purchase it, and moreover, if you really want to become a expert photographer, you needed to invest more money or slightly more sophisticated kind of devices. So mobile has democratized it in the sense that even in the same much lesser price, you are getting cameras which have got very high whatever pixel or whatever resolution. So that has, and moreover, it's because we are having it constantly along with us for the purpose of communication. So when in the earlier model, what used to happen that you want to exercise your hobby of photography, then you had to plan it. Before leaving the house, you needed to take the camera and then only you can. Here what happens that, okay, you come across something, you just pick out your mobile and yes, you must have read about influencers. Influencers are there who are using mobile photography as well as video making as some kind of career, some kind of profession as such. So mobile photography पे अपने तैयार कर लो.
Yes, sir. Sir, done, sir. I have these two only. Yes.
So others, Yogesh included, I have Mr. Dr. Vikram must have sent your F to you, but because we are short of time, so we can converse that way. That what exactly you have. I don't have the benefit of having your draft, but you can tell me that what is going through your mind, any questions, doubts, or some other queries. Yogesh, please.
Sir, I put my hobbies like I have hobby in motorcycle riding. I also have interest in telling jokes to my friend. And third hobby is that, sir, I have interest in watching sci-fi movies. Also the group traveling. These are some hobbies I put.
देखो हॉबीज की बात हो गई कहीं प्रतीक का प्रवीण ने तो अपनी हॉबीज सारी चेंज कर दी तुम्हारा सी व्हाई हैव यू एवर थॉट दैट व्हाई यूपीएससी हैज मेड दिस पर्टिकुलर कॉलम why are they created why should they be interested in your hobbies why should they are going to select you for a government job for which the concerned department will make monthly payments they will pay your salary so why should they be worried about your hobbies. Once you are clear about this question, right, then perhaps you can attempt your hobby-related question. Tell me, Yogesh, why UPSC is interested in knowing your hobbies?
I think they want to get more about you, or I think they check our integrity that you are doing what you are putting in that depth. Because of that, I think
that is kind of a negative thing. Right, okay, I'm just trying to find out that whether you are telling a lie or not. आपने जो लिखा है hobby में वो सच है कि झूठ. That is one part. That is a negative test. What is the positive test?
The positive is that if
integrity is fine, integrity को किनारे कर दो और क्या? What else?
I think if our hobbies are used in the future, like in forces, I have the hobby of motorcycle riding, so I can use my hobby in future. CAPF.
That again is very dangerous kind of an argument because that is an age-old argument. कि साहब मैं मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर हूँ, तो मुझे जब मैं इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर हूँ, मैं IAS बनूंगा तो जब मुझे बिजली बोर्ड में चेयरमैन बनाया जाएगा, nothing like that, never happens like that. The most successful chairman of Bijli board, they are those officers who have done their masters in history, right? Whereas electrical engineers, they will never do a thing right when they are given that assignment. So whatever your academic qualification, whatever your hobbies, they are, if you take the argument like this, that they are going to make me a more capable FTSP in CRPF, This argument is self-defeating. क्या आपके दिमाग में सिलेक्शन हो रहा है एक अच्छा डीएसपी अच्छा सिस्टम कमांडेंट क्या होता है कैसे बनाया जाएगा that work is very efficiently being done by the academies the training academy of BSF CRPF it is their job to make a hero out of the pathar which you are right here UPSC is testing just the pathar whether that pathar has the capability to become a hero. You are saying that no, as a pathar I have that quality which ultimately there has to be requirement. You are saying that. आपको मोल्ड करके और एक अच्छा एक कैपेबल असिस्टेंट कमांडेंट या किसी भी सर्विस में बनाना वो उनके ट्रेनिंग एकेडमी का काम है जो कि एक अलग चीज हॉबीज इंटेग्रिटी वाला आर्गुमेंट हो गया दे टेस्ट हाउ वेल राउंडेड योर पर्सनैलिटी इज This you can relate. You can try to relate this sentence that I said just now with the first thing your presentation, your physical, verbal, oral presentation. What they need is right now that ये पत्थर जो आ रहा है वो ऐसा है ना कि अनगढ़ है. It is not a diamond as such, but whether that stone has the capability of getting molded, right? In the context of a human being, whether that person is having, as I said, a kind of comprehensive personality. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि सिर्फ एक जो है किताबें रट करके आ गया और इसको बाकी दुनिया के बारे में कुछ पता ही नहीं. So that is why hobbies are, and that is why again, at least before we have taken some of your sessions even before writing the draft. That is why at least I always said, Kintan Patil always said that आपको बहुत ज्यादा हॉबीज में एक्सोटिक होने की जरूरत नहीं होती. I mean, you have given your draft, but going for such hobby which you again 10% chances are that you have really pursued that hobby. Okay, fine. It is very off put on that. But if you have not done it and then you are putting it just because you say think that okay मैं इसके बारे में रट्टा मार करके and I will answer questions, that doesn't reflect that believe me that is bound to give way sooner or later. There is always the danger of slipping up something. Whereas if you are doing something genuinely for your own pleasure, hobby है क्या? Hobby is basically for pleasing yourself. आप पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, आप कुछ और जॉब कर रहे हैं, कुछ भी काम कर रहे हैं. You want to relax your mind and body. For which purpose you develop a hobby. So UPSC wants to know whether you have got some inbuilt mechanism to self-regulate your performance. How that self-regulation can take place? By way of re-energizing yourself. And hobbies do precisely that. So this is my, what I wanted to tell you was that why UPSC is interesting. अब आपके जो आंसर्स हॉबी के बारे में वो इससे ही मोटिवेट होने चाहिए कि मैंने जो भी हॉबी XYZ लिख दिया है वो सही है गलत है मैं इसको करता हूँ नहीं करता बट आई हैव टू प्रिपेयर माय आंसर्स अबाउट हॉबीज इन दिस मैनर which supports this argument that yes this hobby has made me a better man, this hobby has made me a better person, this hobby has made not a better assistant commandant. That जो आपका argument पहले था योगेश कि this hobby will make me a better assistant commandant. No, how that hobby can make me a better human being, even better person, a better civil servant, right? So that is the whole nutshell of hobbies. What else? So whatever, just to summarize, whatever hobbies you have mentioned, you prepare your answer according to this criteria. How your hobbies are going to help you in becoming a better person. What else?
Sir, second question is already you tackled that question because I also have the gap of 7 years and last year I also applied for the interview.
Be very positive, no apologies. What else?
No sir. I haven't.
So ये हो गया प्रतीक, प्रवीण and Yogesh and the others, 3-4 others also, Yogesh, Prashant, Chandu and Saran. So any one of you can just raise your hands and switch on your mic and clear your anxieties, your queries, your doubts, whatever you may say. Prashant? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prashant, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
First of all, thank you so much, sir, for taking this session.
My pleasure.
Sir, actually, I have worked as a thermodynamics tutor, and from last two interviews, I am doing mistake in my mechanical engineering itself. Like they ask one or two question itself, and that or out of the box question, and I'm not able to answer them.
What do you mean by out of the box question? Because you must have done your mechanical 5-6 years back, right? So
Yes, sir.
Somebody asked you what is the second law of thermodynamics?
No, sir, that I can easily answer.
They will never do that. They will ask a question which will be, again, I will use my own words again, that जो कि ये कोई layman जानना चाहिए. I mean, how is mechanical engineering more important than linear engineering? I mean, I have asked this question introduced to mechanical engineering students like you. जो mechanical engineering है, that is supposed to be the most original engineering, right? All others came later. तो इस तरह की बातें होती हैं. तुमसे क्या सवाल पूछा गया था वैसे भाई देवे?
Sir, it was asked like who was the first mechanical engineer, and one was question like I told them James Watt who invented engine, and they said no, this was not the mechanical engineer. Then they asked who was the first engineer. I was not able to answer that also, and then they showed me a switch there in the room itself, and they told me that there are 3 holes in that switch, and another one is having 6 holes in that switch. So why this is so? And I was so out of the mind at that time that I was not able to answer that basic engineering question.
इस तरह के क्वेश्चन प्रशांत जो है ना, देखो, you will all of us are smiling here. These are the questions which are they help facilitate the conversation, right? If somebody asks me this question that okay, I've done my engineering, electronics, right? अब आपने ये सवाल अगर मुझसे कोई पूछेगा, I mean in Indian context, my answer will be Vishwakarma. And somebody may again argue with why Vishwakarma? All of you are engineers here. Vishwakarma तो साहब वो he was a civil engineer, not a mechanical engineer.
Yes,
every year we celebrate Vishwakarma Day as the Day of Engineers. Why should I not say that he was the first engineer, a mythological figure too? So there can be several, there are no right and wrong answer here. There is no textbook which will tell you that okay, he was the first mechanical engineer. This question was, and again, this was testing you, to the best of my understanding, that was testing your not only your your presence of mind, but also your capability to keep the conversation alive. In such questions, consider them as part of the conversation. जैसे बातचीत हो रही और जो हमारे जितने भी मार्क्स आए होंगे इंटरव्यू में, I don't think that your faltering on this question would have had anything to do. Right?
Yes.
Or Prashant, anything else from your side?
No, sir.
Sorry, Pratik again. Right? Okay, Pratik.
Yes, sir. Sir, my same question was same like a Prashant. Last year, the board also asked me about the core engineering concepts, and I'm not able to answer it very well because of the pressure, and I forget the facts also. So will that impact largely on our marks if you are not able to give the answers of the course of the mechanical?
Like Prashant said that the question was that who was the first mechanical engineer. What was your question?
Sir, the question was on refrigeration and air conditioning, sir. Refrigeration and air conditioning. It was a core concept of an... Yes, sir.
And again, I'm trying to tell you that the questions will be asked which are from, जैसे वो होती है ना बच्चों की क्लास 8 या क्लास 10 तक की जो जीके की बुक होती है.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between refrigeration and air conditioning? That is, you don't need a mechanical engineering degree to answer this question.
No, sir, the question was very specific about it because the board member...
Just different. They wanted differentiation between these two.
No, sir. The question was how the AC works and what are the difference between AC that used in a regular conditions and the AC used in a desert conditions. And if I want to change my AC, this normal AC in the desert situation, what part that I need to change in the that AC components? Sir, I was totally blank about which part I need to do because for that purpose I would have to do a diploma in refrigeration and air conditioning, sir.
The second part, of course, was a little bit elaborate. This changing of your part and all that. But again, I would say that
yes,
did you bring in that? चूँकि हम बात कर रहे हैं, I'm not a mechanical engineer myself. But again, जो theory होती है ना, like air conditioner, right?
Yes, sir. I told them about it.
Takes out the warm air from inside your room and throws it out and replaces it with cold air. Right? एक बार पुराना क्वेश्चन होता था कि if you there is a refrigerator in a closed room, if you open the door of the refrigerator, what will happen to the temperature of the room?
It will increase the temperature.
It will increase. Obviously,
Yes,
ऐसी का लगता है कि मैं फ्रिज खोल दिया तो बाहर ठंडा हो जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं होगा. There is a reason for that because it will be the motor of the fridge which will be creating higher temperature. So these questions were other. I mean, it was a singularly luck on your part that you know that board member went to that extent. But again, the issue here we're discussing is how do we answer? After a limit, after you have done your mechanical engineering 7 years back. So after at a certain stage, you feel that yes, this question is too bookish, and I am not able to answer this question. Say that there is no way they can force you to recall what you read 7-8 years back, right?
It's okay to say no if we are not able to recall it.
Yes. Nobody can. There is not mechanical engineering examination that which they have. Yogesh, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yogesh?
Yes, sir. I also have the question that in what depth should we prepare for the hobbies? Because last time also they asked me the question about the evolution of the motorcycle from the Rajdut era to the and they are also asking question about the cars, sir. They put me one thing that they are asked me कि जब आप छोटे थे तब एक दिल्ली की फोटो आती थी, उसमें एक कार आती थी, वो कार का नाम पता है? मैंने कहा कि सर एम्बेसडर कार. तो उन्होंने बोला कि हाँ, तो एम्बेसडर और राजदूत जो बाइक थी तो वो मार्केट से डिसकंटिन्यू क्यों हो गई? So I didn't prepare this much depth about my hobbies, sir. And in science sci-fi movies also, sir, they are asking the movies which are in 1970 or 1960. They are asking me the dialogue about the Star Wars, sir. I watched that movie, but when I was child, that time I watched that movie. So I didn't recall the exact dialogues right now. And most of the time I watched movies in Hindi. So it is very difficult for me to tackle these type of questions. So will it impact our personality?
We are again and again coming to that there might be, and there always is one or maybe more than one member who would be trying to wrongfoot you by asking these questions. Generally, the UPSC, having been there myself, I know that generally the briefing on the first day to the members of the board is that you don't have, there are certain do's and don'ts, right? Now, in this case, the first set of questions was quite good. Why Ambassador Rajdut discontinued? Cars came which were having like as their cylinder, they were of 1200cc and 1400cc. Ambassador did not have that much of engine, did not have that much of capacity. Then whatever it was. But the other Star Wars, I mean, recalling dialogue, that you can always say that maybe that person, that board member himself had been fond of the Star Wars, that movie or that serial. So yeah, then you can say that no, it is not me. When I say that I am fond of watching sci-fi movies, my interest starts from 2010 onwards. So this will be a clear indication to him. Despite that, nobody. If you say that, then I am interested in sci-fi movies of 21st century. So then it is very rare that they will go back again to that question. नहीं आप तो मुझे उसी का बताओ. They cannot see in your hobbies also, and the same goes for your academic degree as well. They cannot normally, I would say, they won't force you to go into that direction which either you have not read or about which you yourself say that was beyond my the scope of my study. So tackle those questions, and finally I would say, which I said earlier to Prashant also, that such questions, they are more like conversational questions. Because ultimately your selection there, the 25 minutes of conversation, that will not be focusing all out of 25 minutes, hardly 3-4 minutes will be for hobbies, right? What they have to test there, what they are sitting there to test is your suitability for this job. Okay. And as I said that your job. Your job as a research respondent will be dictated by your capability to reveal and manifest integrity, commitment, empathy, and all those things, right? Or maybe your general awareness, your generalist knowledge, and awareness of current affairs and these things. Your hobbies are just to test your integrity, as we discussed several times. कि आप बिल्कुल ही झूठ तो नहीं बोल रहे हैं. And secondly, how they have helped you to shape your own personality. Trick questions, as I said, that normally good interviewers, they will not ask them. But even if they ask, take them as the cues for entering into conversation. Right? I hope I will be able to address some of the fears. So, any other question, please? All right. So, Dr. Vikram, if you can hear me, then we can close this session. It has been a good interaction with these 4-5 candidates. And I wish, Prashant, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, my doubt is that should we give more than 2-3 marks? Like I'm not I'm feeling that I will give this year only 2 marks and not more than 2 marks. So what should I do?
What say again? 2 what?
2 mock interview, sir.
Mock interviews.
Yes, sir.
See, that is, Prashant, I must say that is very, very subjective. That depends on you yourself, that how many mock interviews it takes to build up that required level of confidence. Attending, again, as it happens, attending too many of them can be counterproductive. You already have faced the actual UPSC interview, so you should not have that kind of feeling which a first timer has. Right? Don't go. Having said all this, I would summarize that don't go for more than 3 interviews if they're taken by good boards. That should be done. Otherwise, even 2 are sufficient.
Sir, I have another doubt. If in your days you have taken the mock, you have given the mock, so what things you have observed from the mock? What should I take out from those mocks? What should I learn if I will give those mocks?
No, जरा ये वीडियो ऑन करो. क्या exactly which mock you are talking about? Which mock?
No, sir. Mock interviews. If I will give the mock interview of any coaching, so what should I take from? What should I learn from those mock interviews, sir?
देखो, एक तो लर्निंग की प्रोसेस मॉक इंटरव्यूज में ये होती है कि when you are sitting there, then you observe other candidates also, right? See very carefully that how others are responding to those questions. The same type of questions which have been asked to you. So that is one takeaway which is there. I feel that they allow you to sit over there and watch others. No or yes?
No, sir.
They don't allow it. However, in online mock we can see, but on offline mock we can't see.
Actually, I'm not conversant with what is happening these days, but yes, okay. If they don't allow you, there's no question, but otherwise, this can be first from my side. And second is this, because it is a mock interview, so at the end of the interview, I mean, that is their job also, they're conducting, but they're summarizing your pluses and minuses. Sometimes what happens that the mock interviews, I mean, different people have different approaches. If they just, try to point out that, okay, you are factually wrong here, factually wrong there, that is not serving any purpose. The takeaway from a mock interview should always be some knowledge about the gaps in your personality, not in your knowledge. This is the gap, there is a difference here. If somebody can tell you that, and that is what in here in ITF we have been trying to do, that, okay, your demeanor, your body language, your facial expressions, okay, even your turnout. So what is lacking here? So these are the things which are not spoken. They are observable. So that is something which a good mock interview board should actually do. And otherwise, as far as the first question, that in fact you can give 2 mock interviews wherever you find that yes, they are good people. That should be more than sufficient. When is your date?
Sir, it's on 11th of May.
Still time is there. Yes. Okay. Any other questions, please? All right. So thank you so much and wish you all the very best, all of you. I'm pretty sure that all of you will be doing very, very well in the days to come. And keep working hard. Keep revising your basic current affairs. We have not talked about much, but current affairs are really the they take maximum portion of your interview, maximum time of your personality test, current affairs, and things about your hobbies, your academics, which you just now mentioned, your own background, family background, that we again we have covered it all here also. Minor, small things from your own, starting with your own name, your father's profession, your first profession, whatever. Be very, very clear about that. And I'm pretty sure that you will perform really, really well. So, wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.